This episode of What's in the Box is sponsored by Forbidden, coming soon to Indiegogo.
Mail call! Mail? Hey, I wonder what could it be? The only way to find out is to open and see. Could it be Monday? Oh, maybe not. The only way to know is to watch What's in the Box.
Hey there, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Yeah, you right there, Mr. Postman. Hey, Mr. Postman, look at me. Is there a package just waiting for me? Where's my box? Where's my box? What's in the box?
All right, and welcome back to another episode of What's in the Box. And this episode of What's in the Box is sponsored by Forbidden. Tomorrow, join me live. I will be on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook live at 8 p.m. answering questions, talking to guests about Forbidden, the book series, which launches Friday the 26th, just 2 days from now, on Indiegogo. So please join us. It's going to be a lot of fun, potentially a raffle. All depends on how many people we have in the audience. And, okay, so I backed a Kickstarter. And this Kickstarter was for a book called The Wanderer. And it's by David Salvadori. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right. And I backed it because I thought the artwork popped. And so this is basically the box that it came in. I thought it was pretty cool. Got the little Wanderer stuff going over here. Got the nice font, the nice packaging. I think it did a really good job. It's already opened, but I wanted to show you the box. So we're going to open up the box and show you exactly what I got. And so he had the Kickstarter. He had 84 backers and that pledged $4,051. And it I was one of those backers. So then you open it up and you have this nice thank you card. Handwritten note. Samuel, thank you for supporting my book. I hope your comics do well also. Enjoy the adventure. Blessings, David. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. And then here's the book. Just the art style, the coloring just pops. And then there's also this Wanderer, the WandererComicBook.com sticker, which is pretty cool. It's like a hollow foil sticker. That is pretty dope. So, packaging very nicely. Got it in a timely manner. And I think I'm surprised that I did not see an ISBN or barcode on this. I'm assuming this is the Kickstarter version. I don't know if he's planning on having it picked up and get it distributed or get it into bookstores or anything like that. But yeah, I thought it was going to have that. I didn't see it. Not a biggie. So here's the Wanderer. And first thing, this is exactly what I saw on the Kickstarter, the main page, and that piece of work, artworks caught my attention. It reminded me of The World of Quest by Jason Cruz, that style of art, and which was a cartoon series of the Kids WB at one time. So here's a dedication for my wife and kids who inspired and supported me on the whole journey of The Wanderer. So it's copyright in 2017, so that's when he created it. So I like this opening sequence. I mean, the coloring is just beautiful. It complements the art style. And then so every chapter starts off indicating what the chapter is. So again, it starts off with Dean, who's the main character, and his son, trying to navigate and survive on a hostile planet. Right? So you're like, oh, what's going on? It just goes on. And then, he really thinks highly of himself. He has a big ego. Likes to look at himself, thinks he's the smartest, prettiest specimen. So, he's fighting off all these crazy, wacky creatures from this planet. The scenes pop out. They just come right out at you, like 3D. Really good job. And then he goes into this part. Wait, hold on. Where am I? Why is this baby in a bubble? What's with that wacky robot arm? It's probably best to start at the beginning. So it was a great intro into this new series that you're watching. It starts off right into the adventure. Almost like an Indiana Jones. And then it goes into the story, right? So then, gets your adrenaline going. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Who are these wacky creatures? And then, boom. Here he is. Good morning. Wakes up. Obviously, he lives in the future. Everything is automated and robotic and computer driven. And he's a developer, an engineer developer. And it says, welcome to City World, the planet of opportunity, wealth, and comfort. Really cool scene. I love that shot. I wish I had a window that size. So he gets up, so like the Jetsons. Meet George Jetson. His boy Elroy. You know how when they go into the machine and she's getting all dolled up by the machine, she goes in sleeping, wakes up. Dope. So he tells the computer, dress me up for success. He thinks he's handsome, of course. So, he's believing he's ready for promotion. He's created all these technologies that are being used, that's helping to explore other worlds and innovating. I forgot to turn off my phone. Those dang emails. And so he's very cocky. And on his way to work, he thinks he's going to get the promotion. And he's just itemizing in his head why he's the best person for the promotion. Without my big brains, world would go undiscovered. Alien life forms would go undiscovered. Right? And, he's so caught up in his own self-appraisal that he doesn't even recognize that the person is being polite and say, good morning, Dean. And he's like, oh, where was I? I'm the best. Company wouldn't survive without me. All of humanity benefits from my big brain, blah, 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 blah. Right? He's going in. You know what's happening, right? He's in for a rude awakening. His ego is inflated. And so the boss says, the boss wants to see you. He's like, yes, promotion time. So the boss is like, hey, I think we need to talk about a promotion. And he gassed him. Right? He goes in and the boss, obviously, look at the boss. He has those devious looking eyebrows, right? Hair receding, crazy outlandish hair. So obviously he wants him to be the face of the technology that he's developed by going and using that technology to go off to other planets and with his family. And he's going to put a dozen other families in the event that something goes wrong, somebody comes back and survives. So it's like, who better than the person who developed it? And basically gives him an ultimatum. You either go, and then we'll talk about your promotion when you come back, or you don't go, and you're demoted. That's foul. That is messed up. And again, because his ego was inflated, he didn't have the courage to say, you know what? Then I quit. That's what I would have done. I would have walked right out. I was like, all right, see how you do without me. I'm taking my brain, my big brain somewhere else. But he didn't do that. So he got coerced into it. He goes home and he's like, who got the promotion? Daddy did. And he forgot about his son's birthday, 2-year-old birthday party. Wifey is not happy. And so she's like, what do you mean? You told him no. He's like, no, I didn't. And so now they're going to go off into this other world. He's created this technology, this robot called Sam. My name. Thank you for using my name. And, I love these images. I love the scenes. I love the coloring. And so, she's ready. And he's like, wow, man, that's my wife. And they get ready to go on to the off-world. She gives him a gift, a compass. and to help him navigate. And he introduces her to survivalist all-terrain multi-tool Sam. That's right. You see in big letters, Sam. That's probably why I'm doing this on What's in the Box. Anyway, so this robot can do everything. Can cook, provide first aid, operate, fight. It can do everything. It's like the Terminator meets Martha Stewart, Dr. Phil, all rolled up into one. And so they're ready to go off. They get on board, flying away, having fun. And of course, the wife says, I want to dance in the stars. So they go out in there, and I'm like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? So they're going out dancing in the stars, and alert, 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 something's happening. And a bunch of drunken aliens are can't control their ship, and they're going to, boom, they crash right into them. His wife has to eject. The baby has to eject. Oh, man. And he's going to try to crash land it. He's going to try to land it safely. So he sends the robot, Sam, you got to go out and find him. So they both eject. He tells Sam, he programs him to search and rescue. And he sends Sam off, and he goes crashing down. Boom. The drama. And so does those wacky aliens that also crashed as well. And so now everybody's crashed on this planet. Sam is looking for him, and he sees him. He's underneath a piece of the ship, and he lifts it up, and his arm is missing. That is messed up. So Sam operates, and Sam removes his arm, his robotic arm, and attaches it to Dean's body. Sam locates the baby Ben, but Sam cannot locate the wife. And so while Dean is healing, he's shocked to see his new robotic arm. And my dogs are barking. Where was I? So he wakes up, he's shocked. He's like, Dada, you're back. And he's like, what happened to my body? He faints, obviously, because number one, he has like a ton of stuff attached to his body, and he hasn't healed. So he has to heal, he sleeps. And obviously there are watchers, natives of the planet, and they go to attack while he's asleep. And Sam goes into action and opens up a can of whoopings, and he busts them all up. And now we're up to chapter 6. So he's crying because he misses his wife. This is a really cool scene. I like that, very emotional. I wonder why he went with a smaller size book. And of course, here comes Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? He's like, help you, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're our only hope. So the compass is a hologram of the grandfather saying, I will guide you. And so now he sends off a robot to go and search for the wife. And he has to learn how to use his new arm. So he goes into training with Sam. Sam becomes the trainer. He becomes Yoda. And he's training. So there's a lot of things he's learning how to do. He's learning how to run with it, jump with it, use it, balance himself, all this stuff. And then he sees, I don't know if it's an earring. Yes, it's one of her earrings. And he's like, she's alive. I knew it. And so he's gearing up because his goal is to go out and find his wife. Right? And so, he's learning hand-to-hand combat. And then once he was able to outmaneuver Sam, he graduates. So they go to sleep, and they get ready for the next day. Boom. All great. Then, as they're preparing to go, he creates this canister dome that's indestructible for the baby to be in. And he puts on his cape and his compass, and he's off. And now they're off on an adventure. He tells Sam to hang out at the base while they go looking. Like the colors here. And great opening scene. Going through a swamp. He's got to work through all this murky stuff. Gets attacked by a monster underneath. Of course. Why not? Just keep him coming. And Sam comes to the rescue. They just barely get out the way, and this creature takes Sam underneath into the swamp, and he froze because he's thinking about the baby and not Sam, and now he kicks himself because I can't believe I didn't do anything to help Sam. Yeah, you didn't help me, bro. That's messed up. And so now he's thinking, and then he sees this slug. First is talking in its primitive tongue. He can't understand. Then it starts talking in English, and they understand each other. Brings him in, similar to what Yoda's done. And, makes him some sloppy joes. They eat it. And he's like, I can't help you find your wife, but I can help you get off this planet. And he tells him a story back in the days when there were cargo ships. And one cargo ship never made it back off the planet because the pilots were killed. So he tells him how to find it. And he gives him this crystal to be able to jumpstart it. And they're getting ready to go off into... the artwork is great. I really like this. It's fun. It's a quick read, but it's a fun read. And so when they leave, they're off to go and find the cargo ship. There goes the knuckleheads that crashed into them. And he's like, tell us what you told them. So now they got to cross this field of bubbly stuff. And then here comes the knuckleheads. Boom. They're getting ready to bust them up. And he's like, we want that thing on your back. And he's like, oh, no, you're not going to get that. And they go at it. They're going after them. He's like, no, you can't blow up. We need that. And he just barely makes it. They're chasing him. He's making a stand. They're fighting. Great battle scenes. Really cool scenes. Very high action. A lot of action. Very Disney-esque type action. He gets away. He jumps over. Makes it to the other side with his Batman cable swing. And the thing has tentacles and it goes to make it to the other side. But then because he has that robotic arm, he chops the tree. The thing goes down and it says, we'll find you. And so he's off to go find his wife. We've got a long way to go, Ben, but don't worry. My father is guiding us, which is the compass. And he's off. And that's how it ends. They're still out to find. So it was created, written, illustrated, and lettered by David Salvadori. And flatter, Violet Salvadori. And special thanks to Michael O'Hare, who helped with the whole process from design to print. And visit the Wanderer store, thewanderercomicbook.com. And then, this is some cool stuff. I wish there was more of this. So, there's a real nice collected book. I think there should have been at least a dozen pages of the early concept sketches and that kind of stuff, because I think that's stuff that fans geek out over, and like me. But I really like his pencil work. His line work is really cool. And you can see how Dean looked a little different on the early sketches. The challenge, could I create something from the ground up, from story to designs, from heroes to villains, and the worlds they lived in? And early ideas of the villain invasive were inspired from old 50s sci-fi movies. And then here's a picture, and it says David Salvadori has been working in the advertising and toy industry, no wonder, as a designer concept artist for over 16 years. He loves the Lord, his wife, and 4 children, and he is currently living in the beautiful mountains of Colorado. Nice. Colorado. I have family in Colorado. I love Boulder, Colorado. And I've seen Earth, Wind, and Fire in Red Rocks. Here's the back of the book. An overly ambitious father and his family leave their world of comfort only to be stranded on a hostile alien planet. Now he must learn to lead and protect his son while wandering in relentless search of his wife. Will they be reunited and escaped, or will they be captured by aliens in pursuit? So, explains it all, his toys and advertising, which is why he has a really great technique for making each page pop. They all look like they're coming at you. It seems like it's like a static cartoon. Really well done. Thank you, David. I'll definitely be backing volume 2 whenever that comes out. I'll be looking for it. I'm a fanboy. And that was another episode of What's in the Box. You want to be featured on What's in the Box? Hit me up. Contact us at catchthecraze.com. Let me know. I'll send you where to send the book. And again, don't forget, tomorrow, 8 p.m., join me live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Pick a platform. We'll be there. I'll have some special guests lined up, and we'll be talking about Forbidden, my first Indiegogo ever for a book that I've written in 20 years ago, 2000. And it's finally done. We're starting with the first introductory issue on Indiegogo, a very extremely modest goal. And I'm hoping that you join me in the adventure. When I first released it locally and only at cons nationally, at a convention from San Diego to all the way in the U.S. I did a lot of conventions. It received a lot of critic reviews. You'll see them on my website if you go to crazycomics.com. And we only had 2 issues at the time, and then I walked away from comics for over 10 years. So now that I'm back in comics, and we had 2 successful runs of Kickstarter runs with Catch the Crazies, I am finally launching Forbidden, which the entire series is illustrated and inked and lettered. It's just not colored. So we're starting with the first issue. We want to get it colored. A lot of great incentives. I hope that you pledge, hit the link in the summary and go over to Indiegogo and sign up today. First day backers will all get a PDF of the sketchbook. So, I'm Sam. This is another episode of What's in the Box. Thank you so much. See you soon.